Welcome back, shed mates, and we're back with another hobby shed. In this video we're going to be looking at Stormcast. Over time I have collected quite a vast amount of Stormcast, and it's mainly down to magazines like this, you know, Hatchet Partworks, this particular Stormbringer. But I collected a lot of Mortal Realms in the past, and yeah, from the back of that I've got a load of the old styled Stormcast to get through. Now my plan was to get through a load of these and basically sell them. I'm not going to keep a vast amount of them. I don't need them, I don't play them, so I'm just going to paint them up, enjoy them, and then pass them on. Yeah. What I'm not going to do though is just like bombard you with, you know, 10 million Stormcasts that I've painted. I'm just going to select a few that I quite like and I'll paint those, and then I'll paint the more mundane rank and file stuff in the background. What I may do is come out with some of the characters, some of the big guns, and bring them into the channel down the line. Don't worry though, in my Summer of Stormcast hashtag, in my Summer of Stormcast, I'm not going to just do Stormcast for like the next 3 months. I'm going to intersperse that with the odd single figure that I can just, you know, change it up. So before my few bits of numbers start plummeting, you know, we will be doing other things other than Stormcast. But yeah, my plan is to take these and hopefully attend the Element Games Northwest War Boot, and that's where I'll bring these, and it'll be an opening, you know, of me first attending these war boots and selling stuff while I'm there, and hopefully generating, you know, a bit more traction for the channel. To those that have just joining us, welcome aboard. This channel is about inspiring myself and inspiring others to tackle their piles of grey plastic shame. And to be honest, since I've been doing it, I've painted more than I have in these past few months than I have in the last 2 years. So even if I'm just doing this for myself, it's a great inspiration in that sense. But yeah, it is about inspiring everybody to tackle their piles of plastic shame more. It doesn't mean stop buying. I'd be the first, you know, I'd be a hypocrite if I said stop buying, because I'm still buying, you know. Yeah, but it does mean paint more. Yeah, right, I'm going to stop dancing with my hands now and get on with it. So yeah, here's the first batch of 5 that I'm going to be doing. Yep, and I'll be getting on with those. But this is not my first stab at Stormcast. Now, my first batch of Stormcast I was bought for my birthday. I didn't really have much interest, if I'm honest, in the Stormcast, but they've slowly grew on me over time, and this is the first batch of 5 that I'm showing now. These really, you know, brought it home to me. Actually, these are quite nice models. You can do more things with them than you think. But yeah, let's get on with it. Okay, that's the base coating pretty much done. What I'm going to move on to now is washes, highlights, and obviously the bases that I need to get done. Now, in my early models, as you saw, I used quite a bit of Agrellan Earth. I may not have enough to do the whole thing. I might have to get some more Agrellan Earth down the line to finish off the whole batch. But for this batch, I should have enough of Agrellan Earth. I may do something different. On the wings, I really tried hard to try and give it a bit of a gradient, a bit of a look to those wings before I start highlighting them and then applying a blue wash to them. And already I think they look quite striking, you know, just like the, you know, table view if you were looking from a distance, not up close obviously. But yeah, I'm happy with where this is going so far. I don't think it'll take me too long to get the batch done in total. So yeah, now something else I want to test out is, and something, there was a comment made, obviously, if I'm painting, there's not really much I can do about this arm. I've tried it in numerous different locations. This is the only place this arm works for me, okay? Compared to other YouTubers, they have one thing that I can never have at this stage, and that is space to work from. I'm literally working, as I've said before, it may be like a 3 by 3 square block. There's stuff piled up around me. I don't tend to show that, but there is stuff piled up around me. I'm working with what I've got. So that means this arm kind of needs to stay, or I find another filming area potentially here to get this viewpoint. But I think the background might look a bit stingy compared to this background. However, something we have got is, and I'm hoping this can really bring it to the fore, is I was racking my brains thinking of different ways and talking in the last video about getting a monitor in front of me so I can see what's happening on this model cam. Now, what I was kind of overlooking, and it was another YouTuber that made me think, actually, I'm really overthinking this. Okay, all I need to do is get a cable to this monitor. And lo and behold, I should have, this is the first time I've tested it, so if it all goes wrong with it, you know, it's not great. So, lo and behold, let's just fire that up. And with a bit of luck, yes, we are cooking on gas. We now have model cam. I may still need to see, it's not going to give me the back screen, is it? So there we go. It's a bit obviously wobbly and shaky, but we kind of get the gist there. We have model cam. That will allow me to paint and see at a glance what's happening on my screen. That's Billy Bonza. And it gives me a lot more leeway. The only thing is, if I'm doing paint with mic and I need both cameras up and running, I'm obviously going to have to find some way of having that screen coming through, the filming, you know, coming through there. So that's where we're at. But that's winner chicken dinner right there. So yeah. Not only that, £5 on a cable, it would have been 150 quid for a monitor. So the only drama is I'm not seeing focus peaking, which is a bit of a shame. But we work with what we've got. We work with what we've got. I can see that it's in focus. Perfect. So I'm back after a wee bit of a delay. But yeah, I had a wee bit of a play with the setup because obviously we're going to film some of the highlights and other bits tonight. Yeah, enough procrastinating now. I'm going to get straight into these. First things first, bases. I have, in the meantime, I've been coming in and doing little chips away. I've done these Agrellan Earth bases. But what I've done to start with is I've gone for a really light colour to then put the Agrellan Earth on top. And what this then does, allows the lighter colour to come through. Let's get that, there we go. Allows the lighter colour to come through the cracks, as you can see. It's kind of a nice effect. But this will lend itself when I'm going to try and make these weapons look a bit like energy weapons, or some kind of arcane weapon. And I'm hoping these kind of like cracked earth will lend itself to it. like in this example. And it kind of comes through, so it looks all right. Okay, so there's I've got the bases done. I'm just going to do this next base, just so you see how that was completed. So I need some Agrellan earth, and I'm coming to the end of my pot of Agrellan earth. Got a little bit more, but then I think that's it. So I'll go through what I've done with this one. Let's get some Agrellan earth on the pot. Okay, and we'll blob some of this in here. Okay. Now, if you've never used this before, it is good stuff, and I've used it quite a lot now. I've also bought the Martian Iron Earth version because I've not done it in a different colour yet, so I tend to use a similar method for my Space Wolves. Let me get a bit more on there for a bigger crack. Yeah. The only thing is we have to let that dry. It can also work if you get a hairdryer and blast that on it. Okay, so I'll leave that bit on its own. So things I want to achieve now, maybe some work on the weapons, dry brushing the blue, or sorry, highlighting the blue, and then the cloaks I've kind of left an off-white, because if I'm going to sell these, someone might want to paint them their own way. But these are really starting to take shape now. I went and worked around with my shades now washes. Now with my washes, I have got some of these really old Citadel washes, and I used the Azure blue just on the links here, because I wanted them to be a bit more blue than silver, just to break them up a bit. So washes were done. It's a matter of now just going around and highlighting a few of the models, and then building them up, and I can call this 5 done. Now the weapons were also washed in this Azure blue. Yeah, the weapons were also washed in this, and I think it's pleasant enough effect. Quite impressed with that. I need to then go on just on the shields and on the shoulder pad, do all these white trims, maybe a bit of null oil to them to bring them back down a bit. But yeah, we are closing the gap here. I think we are certainly closing the gap, and I think this angle actually is kind of working. Could potentially go a bit tighter, but I think maybe probably it for now. But we'll work around it. That's the thing. One last point is the wings of the Prosecutor. He's still ongoing. Oh, flip! I just put my finger in that. Yeah, I've got to be careful there. Yeah, the wings of the Prosecutor. He is still ongoing. He's had a wash of the Azure blue as well, but I think an overall dry brush to start with, maybe Corax white, and then building up to white scar. That will give me, I think, a nice finish to the wings themselves. But we'll let him dry for now. Right, I'll get on with these other bits. Okay, so there we have it, guys. I think I'm going to call it the final bits were just adding the static grass. I also went around, did a few little touch-ups here and there. I tried to give the weapons a bit of an arcane look, which I think worked out okay. I'll probably try and refine that in the other models to come. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with how these turned out. And then I also added pigments. Added a few pigment powders in there. And I think it's a nice touch. I think it helps to bring those different colours of the bases together. And then just as a final touch, I just went round the rims with a bit of Steel Legion drab just to give them that brown effect. Overall, I'm happy. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for continuing to watch. As I've said to the new subscribers, thank you. To my old subscribers, the ones that have been here since the early days so far, thank you very much as well for joining in. And for those just joining on this journey, you know, thank you again. But anyway, here's the finished article. See you next time.